What is going on, guys? It is David Clayton of KZR Racing once again, and welcome back to my F1 Manager 22 career mode for round number 13 today at the Hungarian Grand Prix. If you guys did miss the last episode, feel free to check out my channel. The playlist will all be there. Not too much admin to get through today. We've got development point for Stroll, and that is pretty much about it. So, considering his last performance at France, we're going to up his overtaking ability. Hopefully he should actually go for the moves now when he's asked to. Aside from that, we've got a few emails in the inbox. Yep, just last race, post-race debrief and upcoming board review. Board currently have medium confidence in your leadership as team principal, but this may change with a formal review in 6 days' time, I believe that was on thing. Yeah, 6 days' time. But that's about it really, guys. We're just waiting on the facilities. We've got the CFD simulator upgrade coming in 17 days and still another 95 days before the design centre is done. So the design centre is not going to be here until the second half of the season, but we should get the CFD simulator by that time. As for the car, we're still waiting on the underfloor and front wing research, but they should all be done. They'll be done during the summer break, so that won't be too much of an issue. But for now, we're just going to skip through. We're just going to skip through now and go into practice for Hungary.
The Hungaroring is a buzz with excitement as Formula One returns to Hungary for another round. We first came here in 1986 after construction on this purpose-built motorsport facility was completed. The Hungaroring is one challenging succession of corners and turns. With few straights, it's affectionately known as the go-kart circuit. Drivers will have to find a proper rhythm to make the most of the layout, and for cars, low-speed downforce will be paramount. We're about halfway through the season now, and there's still plenty of time for everything to change. All eyes are on the teams and how they tackle the rest of the year. Okay then, let's get to it.
Okay, we're in the practice hub now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send the guys out as they normally would do, but I'm only going to sim the first session this time, because I have noticed a couple of times when I've done this, I've edited their setups to simulate for practice 2, and then the AI just completely just goes around what I've put on the setup. So at the moment 54-48, but only 30%, 33 and 38 on track acclimatization. So we're going to go into here and see what the guys are saying. I'm hoping that doing this the way I am, I'm actually going to be able to zero in on the setup even more this time, because I have more chances to do it. But bad oversteer and traction, great, good, and the straights are optimal. So give me a minute with Sebastian and we'll see what we can do. Okay, we've got this for Seb at the moment. Not too sure in regards to the oversteer, if he wants minimum or maximum, but we'll find out. We'll find out in this session. So let's go to the tyre compounds. We are going to bolt on. What do we want to bolt on for starters? We'll bolt on this set of softs to start with. Let's see how things go, and we'll put him on 22 lap run. As for Stroll, what is he saying? Good, optimal, bad, bad, bad. Right. I've got to try and keep his braking stability where it is, because that's optimal. Right. Give me a minute to sort this out. Okay, we got it to here for Stroll. We're right on the edge of the cornering, but obviously the more runs we get in, we'll see how that affects the setup window. So we'll go and set that up, and we're going to go to the end of the first runs in practice 2 and see how we do.
What's your
Okay,
thoughts on coming in or
Seb's setup
doing
has
any
just
more?
come through. Only
Colour's
61%
Copy that.
for him, so we're going to call him back in immediately. Him and Sebastian and Albon's times have been flip-flopping for the last few laps now. So we're pretty much equalised on pace as far as Albon's concerned. Stroll is lagging behind a little bit, but we'll just fast forward and get Seb back to the garage. I don't know...
How does it feel, Lance?
well, Lance's setup is just done, and he's already up to 92.
Copy.
Okay, so a little bit of fine-tuning for him. As for Sebastian... okay, he's still bad on the oversteer. So... we're going to take... give me a minute to just fine-tune this, guys. Right, okay, we've got it to here for Sebastian. It's just a case of getting him up to around the same region as Stroll and then just fine-tuning it. So we're going to do this setup for him. Onto the tyres. What tyres is he on at the moment? 55 on the softs. That's... ooh, that is a lot. We're only going to use one set of hards during the... we're only going to use one set of hards during the race, so we're going to do the mediums for now. We're going to put him on these. His run plan is still 20 laps, so we'll reconfigure for him. As for Stroll, we just got to wait for him to come back in now. And now let's see where he is. 3 greats, 2 optimals, so I've got a... right, so traction. Let's see what we can do with Stroll. Okay, we've got... we just made a few adjustments to Stroll's setup. I've tried to keep his braking stability roughly where it is. We'll see how he goes on traction, oversteer and cornering with this setup. So, go into here and let him reconfigure, and we'll come back when the setups are reconfigured and see what they're saying then. Right, yellow flag just come out because Stroll has locked up somewhere on circuit. He is still going round. No damage to his car, fortunately.
We can take a look now.
So,
Now let's have a look. It's
going into
Stroll.
turn 11 here. Yep.
It's a lock-up.
Yeah, he's just locked up
that
and
could be costly.
ooh, close to the wall. But I'm pretty certain there is no damage. No damage. We are low on the engine wear, but we should be okay for this race with Stroll. If he's low on engine wear, then yeah, Sebastian is as well. So a little bit of managing to do there, but hopefully we'll be okay for this race, and we'll have fresh engines for Spa after the summer break.
Coming in or...
Right, Sebastian's setup things just come through,
All good here.
and it's only up
Yeah,
to
copy.
66. That is weird. So what is he saying? Still bad on oversteer. He's now bad on braking stability. Right, well, there's no time to edit the setup now, so I'm going to leave that until free practice 3. But I seriously don't understand that. We're in the optimal range, so why is it so bad? That's a head scratcher. I can't understand that. We just got to wait for Stroll to finish. Let's see what he says on his setup.
How does it feel?
He's still at 92. So he hasn't gained, but he hasn't lost anything. So we'll see what Stroll says when he comes back in. And it's still broad. It's still the same. It's just traction's gone down to good. So we just need to work on getting that back into where it was before. And go from there, because cornering we need to get into the optimal zone, as is with traction. So we're going to skip ahead to practice 3 and see what we can do to get these setups up. But Sebastian's going to need the most work, definitely. Okay, we're now going on the setup screens. I just need to sort out the setup for Sebastian first. So give me a minute to work this out, and we'll see where we stand. Okay, we got it into the range for Sebastian. Traction is the one I'm still a little bit iffy on at the moment, but we'll have to try a little bit of tinkering there. Let's try with that. Let's try that with Sebastian. So we've got that for him. Compounds, we're going to stick him on a set hards. May as well. They're going to last. They'll last hopefully for the duration of the practice we're trying to do. And then we'll go for 22 laps. That's the usual run time we do. And then for Stroll, so what we're looking for here, if you give me a second to work this one out. I'm going to have to compromise a little bit here with Stroll in order to get him in range with the cornering and traction. Oversteer is still going to be a little bit touch and go, but his straights is going to drop down to great. I know that for a fact, but this is compromises, unfortunately. So we'll get him on the hard compounds, get him out, and see what him and Sebastian can do. Sebastian is now done, and he's now up to 81. So that's a good.
That was great. Copy.
That's good there for Sebastian. We're going to call him in. And we just got to wait for Stroll to finish his lap. So what's Sebastian saying? 3 greats and 2 goods. So is there any fettling we can do to get this where we need it? Right, a few little tweaks for Sebastian, nothing major. Just try and get his straights and traction in the optimal area, as well as bump up the oversteer and the braking stability just a little bit, just to try and get great. So as for tyres, we're going to leave him on those set of tyres and just change his setup. As for Stroll, we're still waiting. It takes his time, Stroll, trying to get his
How's the balance?
setup done. As I say that, he's just done.
Good job with the car.
Still 92. So we've done a lot of messing around with Stroll's setup, and it's still not going above 92. Great optimal. Traction's still good. But now we've got a bit more of a setup window to work with here, so let's see what we can do. Okay, this is the last attempt we can make with Stroll. I'm going to have to compromise on his rear wing a little bit, but I'm hoping that the cornering and traction should be brought back into line with everything else. So 76 on the hards. So yeah, let's reconfigure the setup and we'll come back for the second runs. Okay, Seb's setup is just... oh no, there's a yellow flag somewhere.
And that's the lockup.
Oh, that's why Stroll
Let's
locked
take a
up.
look at the replay. So this was the Aston Martin.
Stroll locked up at the last corner because he was too busy fighting cars, which he shouldn't be doing in practice. So that's solely on him. Sebastian should almost be finished with his setup, so let's just quickly fast forward to where it's done. The times are on the left-hand side. The Williams are both ahead of us, but they've been running this whole session on medium and soft compounds, whereas we've been running on hards. And Albon's time, while up there, that was the time that he set on the soft tyres, whereas we are matching Latifi, who's on mediums, yet we're on hards. So it's a little bit encouraging. It's encouraging. So we're just gonna wait for Sebastian to be done. I'll take him off push, because we don't want to be wearing out the engine too much.
What's your thoughts on coming in or...
It's just come through with him being done. So what's he saying?
Well done. Car was great.
81.
Yeah, confirm.
So he's still roughly where he is. We'll leave him out to get the track climatisation. What's he saying on fuel? Yeah, he's got enough fuel to do that. So we'll leave him out until he comes into his own volition when the fuel runs out. As for Stroll, we just got to wait for him to finish. So we'll just speed up until that does. Just need, I just want to get these guys track climatisation up as high as we can get it. When Stroll gets set up through. Which it has done, without telling me, and it's dropped to 86, so that setup we had with Stroll was the best we were going to get, no matter what, so we'll let these guys keep going for as long as they need to. Actually, what is... Oh no, we might as well just call Stroll in. Now he's got everything he needs, so we'll call him back in. And then we'll do the same for Sebastian. When... and that's just happened now. His track climatisation's up, so we'll call him back in. And then as for Stroll... Yeah, to get that I had to sacrifice the straights, so we're going to revert that back to where it was. That was his best setup. Not much we could do about that, but still 92 is a lot better than what it would have been otherwise. So I'll do that now, but it's not even going to reconfigure in time. So as for Sebastian, 81%, optimal on the straights, great on oversteer and cornering, good on braking stability and traction. So we'll leave that for Sebastian. That's as good as we're going to get with them. So yeah, let's go to the end of the session, skip through to qualifying then. Just coming up to the end of Stroll's lap. No traffic impeded them. Stroll did come up against Russell coming out of the pits, but Russell got out of the way after turn 1, so Stroll wasn't hindered too much. Let's see what sort of time we can get as we come out the final corner. Cross the line, 1:18.04 Stroll. Let's cut to Sebastian, who's coming up, just coming up to the end of sector 3. 2 greens, so he hasn't matched Stroll. He might have gotten hung up behind one of the cars that came out of the pit lane that he's now following. I did notice it was one of the McLarens that came out in front of him, so it's probably Ricciardo he got caught up behind, so I'm not expecting him to be ahead of Stroll. He didn't get held up, well, fastest third sector, so he probably did get held up a little bit, but at the moment we're pretty close to one another, so let's see what all the other times say, and then we'll come back for the second run. Okay, we just had the last of the first runs, 4 minutes to go. Russell is down here with us. He had an absolute stinker somewhere, but as for the rest of us, we're not too far off Albon, so I'm pretty certain with a bit of clear track on the second runs, we should be able to get out, getting a really somewhat decent time. I need to try and work out how to time this properly so we don't end up getting caught in a whole bunch of traffic. So what I'm going to do, as the last car, one of McLaren's, Norris I believe it was, who was on his last run, comes in, I'm going to send out Vettel now. Then as for Stroll, same thing as before. As soon as we see the same thing as before, as soon as we see the last few cars, first few cars start pulling out the pit lane, I will send him out, which should be soon, hopefully. I hope I didn't send Vettel out too early. And there goes the first of the McLarens, so we'll get Stroll out now. There we go. So he gets out just at the start of the pack, whereas Sebastian is just going through turn 4 and 5. So we'll cut forward and see how these guys do on their second laps. Right, unfortunately, Sebastian just caught up to the back of one of the Hasses as he's coming up to start his lap. So that's a bit annoying as Seb goes across the line. I don't know if he's going to improve. He doesn't. I sent him out a fraction too early, unfortunately. That's annoying. That's annoying. I was really hoping we could get Sebastian up ahead of Albon, but... And Stroll, he's not improved anywhere because he's on the back of an AlphaTauri that was following him out the pit lane, but he got past. And now Stroll has not improved anywhere in the slightest and stays where he is. Yeah, we messed up a little bit with Sebastian, but Stroll, there's no excuse for that, mate. You should have been ahead of Albon. Disappointing. Right, we're gonna have a look at the strategy window. It's 2-stop soft, hards, and mediums, and a soft to hard 1-stop. Yeah, no, that's not gonna. Yeah, that's definitely not gonna work. That's just gonna burn the tyres out. Medium to hard 1-stop is probably the better solution, in all honesty. So that's what we're going to do for Sebastian. So we're going to put him on that strategy, and then we'll do the same for Stroll. But I'm going to put him to come in a lap earlier. So we don't end up getting crossed up in the pit window. So for now, we're going to go to the grid and see how the guys do at the start of the race.
Quite a few clouds overhead as we look at the lineup on the grid. Looking at Lance Stroll. With their starting position in the back 10, they'll have their work cut out for them. And for the second driver, it's Sebastian Vettel. They're starting in the bottom half of the grid today, so there's a lot of cars between them and the podium. And we're just moments away now. This is it.
Right,
The
green flag at the
Hungarian
back of the grid. 5 red lights for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
And it's lights out, and away
And we
go.
are off now. Let's get Sebastian on to overtake. As for Stroll, he's already gotten past Albon, and Latifi's going to follow him through. There's 3 wides. Latifi's going to try and get past all of us.
Looks like Aston Martin have
For
just
Stroll.
gained the race position.
Where's Stroll? He's just got ahead of Latifi. That was needed. Sebastian, unfortunately, has dropped right to the back as a result of that. So for now, at the moment, Stroll's doing actually pretty well. He's thought about having a look at the back of, thought about having a look around the outside of Schumacher there into turn 4, but Stroll's managed to get ahead of both Williams. Latifi's got ahead of Albon, which is going to help us massively. Because now Sebastian is right on the back of Albon. What are the guy tyres running? Well, it's an even spread between softs and mediums, actually. Latifi's on the soft, so that's why he got a good start. But, yeah, I'm interested. If those guys on the soft, they can't be doing that one stop on there. There's no way the AI would allow that. So I'm going to follow Sebastian round. I'm going to get him onto... Oh, he's still on overtake. I left him on overtake the whole lap without realising it. So I better... he's right on the back of Albon, who in turn is... well, he's pulled out of Latifi's slipstream for some reason, but Sebastian's not going to go for this move here. I know that for a fact. So we're going to let him follow Albon round. Just keep him on the overtake for a little bit longer, switch it back to neutral, and let these guys carry on. But yeah, as I was saying, these guys on the softs can't be doing the one stop. I can't see them doing it. There's no way that the AI would do that with the way the tyre wear is. Verstappen, he's started on medium, so he's going to be in a better position for after his grid penalty. The same can't be said for Bottas, who's stuck in the mid-pack and he's being hounded by the McLaren of Ricciardo. So he's going to have a very long race ahead of him. Meanwhile, for us, we're going to be in our own little world fighting the Williams again because the pack's already pulling away from us. So it's just a case of making sure Latifi and Albon don't get ahead and pull away from us at the moment. Unfortunately, I've got to bank on Stroll for that, which, considering his recent escapades in practice and last race as well, I'm a little bit nervous about that.
They've moved up a place. Let's see.
Well, just coming back to the action, Latifi did get past Stroll, but now Stroll has gotten back past him again, so he actually went for the move this time, as opposed to what he was doing in France. So now we just got to try and work out a way of getting Sebastian back past Albon. At the moment, Stroll's got an okay gap to Latifi, but for now, my main focus is getting...
You can stop, lift and coast. Copy.
Sebastian back past Albon. So we're going to go push and overtake. As we go around the final corner, Latifi has not got DRS, which is definitely a help to us. And Sebastian has just got down the inside of Albon as Albon was looking at his teammate. Completely took his eye off what Sebastian was doing behind him. And now Sebastian is going to get the double overtake done. Excellent, Sebastian. Just what I needed from you, man. Sebastian has overtaken both the Williams cars and is back up behind his teammate, which is just what I needed him to do. We had a yellow flag in Sector 2 briefly there. I don't know what that was for. Oh, it was a lock-up for Zhou, who's now being overtaken. Hang on a minute. We got. Let's just have a look at the replay here. Zhou locked up at he went quite wide there, and now Stroll is side by side with the Chinese driver. Come on, Lance. Let's see what you got. If you can do it, mate. Oh, not quite, but he is on the back of the Alfa Romeo, and Sebastian has just joined him. So let's go for it. Get them both on overtake. Sebastian will need to be a little bit more careful with because he's almost depleted his battery. I think that's probably with the problem with his engine. So, gosh, got both Sebastian and Stroll. Overtake on Rich Mix engaged. Stroll is just a little too far back. Right, we're going to take Sebastian off all this because he started losing fuel. And Stroll, I just see he's gone for it and he's done it. He's down the inside and he's overtaken Zhou. So we got another car.
Good job.
In between us. He's probably going to re-overtake this again later on in that, but I'm perfectly content with that. Sebastian, we're going to put him on conserve for the moment while we're in the middle of Sector 2, just to save his fuel. Stroll, I'm going to keep on pushing. That's good driving from Stroll. He's definitely doing a lot better now in these early stages. Sebastian's dropping back a little bit from Lance. And Zhou. Zhou's already already having a look at Lance. Is he going to go around the outside? He's going to have the inside line for the next corner. And Lance is just not quite going to think. He might get DRS though, so we're going to put him on to overtake. He's still fighting this. He's still fighting this all the way. Neither have got DRS, but Sebastian has. And he pulls over to try and get alongside...
Still a lot to play for.
To try and get the slipstream off Stroll. Stroll, unfortunately, lost out to Zhou there. But he did have the DRS, but he didn't use it for some reason. So but he uses it now and gets straight back down the inside of Zhou. So
save fuel, save fuel.
Definitely going to be a struggle to keep Zhou behind. The Alfa Romeo is definitely a much better car than what we are. As for Sebastian, he's really struggling to hold on to his ERS. He's having this this repeat problem from France. The Zhou now, as we're watching this, has gone for another move on Stroll at the chicane. He's going to have it round the outside. That's going to turn to the inside here, and he is back ahead. Yeah, it's just superior downforce there, which unfortunately we don't have a lot of. It's going to be part and parcel of our season for this race, unfortunately. I'm going to go back to neutral for Sebastian. And as for Stroll, he's a little bit too far behind. He's still got DRS though, and Vettel's got DRS off him. So we're just going to push with Stroll, just to get away and get him to drag Sebastian with him. Yeah, so Sebastian is in a little bit of a bind right now because he's got little to no ERS, and even on harvest it doesn't really charge that much. So it's going to be a bit of a slog, in all honesty, to try and keep this ERS balanced. We're going to keep him on harvest for a little bit longer through this section as we follow Stroll. We're going to follow Sebastian for a little bit because he's got having the Latifi between us and Albon is helping us because the Latifi's on a faster tyre and we're just pulling the Latifi on, and Albon's not getting a look in to overtake on his teammates. So that's definitely a boon to us. So now I'm going to go back to neutral and just go on to defend here. Sebastian should still have DRS off of Stroll, which will be what we're hoping. Yep, he's still got it. So now we're going to defend from Latifi, go back to neutral. And Sebastian he actually closed right up to Stroll there. So I'll tell you what, let's see if we can get Sebastian ahead of Stroll. And yes, indeed we do, which is a definite help to us. So let's see if we can get... we're going to use a little bit of fuel. Both guys have got a bit of fuel to use here, so we'll get them pushing and get them to use that. So looking good at the moment. We just need to somehow break away from these Williams and try and establish a bit of a gap. But until Latifi's tyres start going off, that's going to be a bit easier said than done. So Gonna leave these guys to it for a little bit and see how things progress. And we just had a thing through. Sebastian went wide. It just cut back to it, but fortunately, he just stayed ahead of the two Williams. But it's left him vulnerable now because he's got no DRS off of Stroll. So this is going to be a bit of an arse for Sebastian. How far is he behind Stroll? 1.7 behind Stroll. So we need you to do a bit of work here, Sebastian. Violently across the front of Latifi, who's going to go to the outside. He's going to go round. Is he going to go round? Oh, he's going to hold on because of the superior tyres. And Latifi, unfortunately, yeah, even without DRS, Latifi got us. That's a bit embarrassing, that is, in all honesty. So, yeah, it's not ideal. We're going to stick with Sebastian till the end of the lap because I want him to try and get past Latifi again. He's going to build up a bit of fuel being behind him. Meanwhile, Latifi is going to start slowly closing up to Stroll because he is on the softer tyre, don't forget. But, yeah, that's an uncharacteristic mistake there from Sebastian. But he managed to stay with him. He didn't drop off completely from fighting the Williams, so it's not overly bad. He's still within range of them. So on to overtake as he comes out the corner. I don't think Latifi's in DRS range. He is not. So Sebastian, he's on overtake. He's going to go to the inside. Is he going to make it stick? He is. So. And he's gone off again. No, Sebastian. Oh, no. He did so well to get that move done. And he just... Oh, Seb.
They've locked up and gone straight on. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. This was the...
Yeah, he got the move, went back to the racing line, just
yes,
locked up.
That's the lockup.
That is so frustrating after he just got back in front. Right. I'm going to have to...
Team are devastated.
Well, now Sebastian's only going to be racing Latifi now. We're going to put him on conserve to try and build up his ERS. But now, Stroll's on his own against the two Williams for the moment. He's still got a decent gap to Latifi, and Albon's not... Well, Albon's going to get past Latifi on this lap. That's not up for debate, but I'm going to leave Sebastian on harvest just to try and get his ERS back up a little bit. And then we'll come back later and see... oh, hang on a minute. Alonso's just pit. Alonso was one of the soft runners, and he's already pitted on lap 14, so he's definitely doing the two-stop. Because he's going to go to hards, I believe. As, where is he? He's still in the pit box now. We're going to come down the straight. There goes Stroll. And he has gone on to the hards. So, and here comes Vettel. This is going to be interesting. These two fighting each other. As Alonso just comes out in front. So, Alonso pitted on lap 14 onto hards. Now Sebastian saved up a bit of ERS so he can put it back on neutral now and let him run his race. That's interesting. So, Alonso's on hards now. Albon has indeed gotten past Latifi and he's already closing up to Stroll. So, Alonso's definitely doing the two-stop. There's no way everyone else is going to be doing the softer hards. That's just not going to happen. The tyres won't allow that. They're going to lose so much time doing it that way as opposed to the mediums to hards. So, we'll have to see. Stroll is going to have Albon for company, so I'm going to have to put him on overtake just to try and build a little bit of a gap away. Albon's going to have DRS though, so he will close up a little bit down this straight. He's done Stroll's done the sensible thing, breaking the toe, but Albon has literally just braked right up to the back of us, and it's just now all over us now. So now I'm literally going to be doing this with Stroll and Albon for the whole race now, as it turns out, because Albon's definitely doing the one stop with us. We're going to lap earlier with Stroll because he's a little bit heavier on his tyres. Although saying that, Sebastian's tyre wears a little bit more at the moment, but he did lock up twice. So yeah, it's going to be a struggle, guys. I'm not going to lie. I don't know where Latifi's already dropped off massively. He's already fallen 1.8 behind Albon, so that's how much pace he's lost sticking out on those soft tyres. But the way things are at the moment, we're going to be struggling. We're going to be struggling to hold back Albon, especially here now, because he's going to be he's right up behind us, so he's definitely going to overtake us down the straight no matter what. He closes in with DRS. He's going to pull out just... No, he's not quite going to do it. Stroll sticks to the racing line. Going to leave him on overtake as he comes out the corner. He pulls over to defend. And Albon is not quite close enough. Oh no, he's just going to dive. Why is it that Albon is the only one that makes his dive bombs and no one else does? I just don't understand this.
Hey, Coleman, you've done a good job.
And now Stroll's already fallen back a second out of touch.
Just gained by Williams.
This is so boring. Why is Albon so overpowered for absolutely no reason? There's absolutely no logic to it. He's just gained 1.3 just from 2 corners.
Great play there. They've moved up.
Well, just got a notification through as I was fast forwarding. Norris has made his pit stop, came out near Sebastian, and Sebastian's just overtaken him down the pit straight. So Sebastian's still got a lot of pace in his back pocket at the moment. As for Stroll, he's just been overtaken by Alonso. Although Stroll's just literally just come straight back at him. But Stroll was catching up to Albon, but then Alonso caught us quicker, and we've just lost all that time again. So ideally, I kind of need Stroll to not fight Alonso, let Alonso go and overtake Albon, and then re-overtake Albon that way. We've got some fuel, so we're going to push with Lance. We've got plenty of fuel with him. We are in DRS range now, and then we fall out of it again as we're offline. So I don't know. He may have DRS. Just dropped with a reasonable time, just under a second. He does have DRS, but Stroll is just weaving around trying to stop Alonso rather than attacking Albon, which is what I needed to do. So now, Stroll... Oh, he's gone for the dive! I criticised the AI for doing it, but Stroll went and did it himself. He went for the dive and he's got Albon. That was brilliant from Stroll. He's redeemed himself there. So he's on push. We're going to leave Albon... he's left Albon behind respectable margin now. He's going to be busy fighting Alonso. Vettel has been re-overtaken, I just see on the timing sheet by Norris, sorry. And he is currently 19 seconds ahead of Latifi, who's on the hard tyres. But I know for a fact we got 7 more laps to go with Sebastian before he comes in onto the hards. But all these guys who have pit from softs to hards, I don't know. I know Alonso's not going to be able to take those hards. It's just a question of what everyone else does. But at the moment, Stroll's got a gap to Albon because Albon, as you can see, has got Alonso side by side with him. We're going to follow this. Alonso goes down the inside at the last corner, so Alonso's not wasting any time. He's also got DRS as well because he was behind at the detection point, and that's going to allow him to close up to Stroll as Ricciardo comes out the pits, and that bit of a dodgy pit lane exit, that one. Albon could have kept going around the outside if he wanted to, but he didn't do it. So that's oh, Ricciardo! Ricciardo came out of the pits and is locked up immediately. He's now dropped from fighting with Albon to behind Sebastian.
Oh, big lock up there.
That was an unusual lock up there from Ricciardo, where that was. Meanwhile, Alonso's already caught Stroll.
It's a good overtake from Alpine.
Right, we've just come back. Alonso did well to try and keep Stroll did well to try and keep Alonso behind, but we've just fallen out of touch with that fight. He did well, Stroll, to try and keep Alonso alive for as long as he did. Alonso behind for as long as he did, but that's now pretty much a formality. He's not going to go for the move there. And in the background, Norris is here, Albon is here, and Vettel is not far behind Albon. Vettel's actually recovered really well to catch back up to Albon. So despite those two lockups, he's had some pretty good pace to be able to do what he's done. And then behind us, there's Ricciardo. He's got back up to us. And then we just saw in the background, the leaders are all here. Sainz is leading Leclerc from Perez. Verstappen has now worked his way back up into P4, but he's a long way off the rest of these guys. Then you've got Russell here, but I don't think he's made his stop yet. He has not, and neither has the front runners. Hamilton has, and he's just been overtaken by Magnussen. We've just cut to that. All these guys have made their first stops, Magnussen, Hamilton and Bottas. So we're just waiting on these guys at the front to pit now. Meanwhile, Vettel, we're going to let him do his thing. I want him to try and catch back up to Albon, but I know Ricciardo is literally just behind him, so not too sure how that's going to pan out for him. In the meantime, though, Stroll's got a little bit of fuel, so we might as well use it with him. As for Sebastian, he's now actually... He's just gotten... He had DRS off Albon. I didn't even realise that. So now he's closed right up to the tie So this is going to be an interesting... battle now. Sainz is now pit from the lead. There's a car in the wall somewhere. I'm going to put... it's Schumacher, who's crashed at turn 9.
Now just focus on the
So
hands.
this was where... Same area where Sebastian had his lock-up, and Schumacher spins
Thank
and
goodness
hits the
nobody else
wall,
was involved.
breaking his front wing. So this may bring... if we go to where Schumacher is, he's got to come in. He's already been caught by Ocon, as he's only got front wing. And he's already made his stop. He's on the hard tyre, so he's going to have to make another stop. So is he going to have to... This will be his second stop, so he may have to make one more stop after this, depending on the tyres he puts on. Meanwhile, we've got a bit of fuel with Sebastian. He's right behind Albon.
You can stop
So we're going to do this. Overtake
Okay, copy.
and rich mix as we come out of the final corner. The leader's just behind our group of pitted. Well, Perez has. Unfortunately, Ricciardo was right behind us as well. And Albon somehow has gotten DRS from someone. Trying to work that out. He did not have DRS. Where did he get DRS from? He's 2 seconds behind Norris. What? Game logic. Absolute joke that. Albon was nowhere near anyone, and he's gotten DRS from somewhere to protect himself. I'm actually getting fed up with this game, favouring Albon the way it has been. Oh, this is getting really annoying. Stroll's going to be coming round onto the lap for his pit window. He's slowly being caught by Norris. So, we might as well use the tyres. We'll go full attack with Stroll.
Push.
Use up the tyres in this last bit of the lap. He's going to go on to, well, laps I should say. He's going to go on to the next lap. And we're going to go back to Sebastian, who's right up behind Stroll again, Albon again. So we're going to try this one more time. So now, Stroll should come across the line to start his lap, which he has done. Oh, that's annoying. All right, pit options for Stroll. Go on to the hard tyres for him. And pit this lap. We're going to follow Sebastian, unfortunately. Oh, that's annoying. That's really annoying. The leader's caught us right at the worst possible moment. Unfortunately, the leader is not going to put Albon off that much. Surprise, surprise. Oh, so annoying. Right, Stroll's coming in at the end of this lap. We've got him on attack now. Nice. Vettel's caught up to the back of Stroll. He's Albon, sorry. He's coming in on the next lap. So now, as for Albon, Stroll, sorry, getting so many names crossed up. So we're going to go back to standard with Stroll, as he's going to pit in now.
Copy.
And then go back to Sebastian. Attack, push, and as soon as we come out of this corner, at the penultimate corner, overtake. Oh, it doesn't matter, Albon's come in. He's coming with Stroll, so we've still got DRS off of Albon, so... Oh no, of course we don't. Of course we don't. Is that what you were going to do, game? Is that what you were going to do this time? Are you going to let Albon get away with DRS while we had no DRS?
Box.
Ricardo's going to overtake us as a result, even though we had DRS off of Albon, which is a joke. This game loves doing this for some reason. This game loves doing this. Back to balance with Sebastian.
Okay, happy to lift and coast.
Stroll's now out. He's in 18th place. So Schumacher made his... excuse me? How did Albon get... Right. Sebastian's just come out the pit lane. He's been overtaken by Verstappen, and that's going to allow... Of course, it's going to allow Albon, of all people, to come charging through. Oh... People say... this game. Why does it keep giving Albon these lucky, unnecessary, undeserved breaks? It's just not... Now just cut back to Sebastian going on the thing. We've been caught by another leader. And this is obviously going to give Albon yet another break from us attacking him. Because why would it not? But we do take advantage of it and allow Stroll to pull through at least. So
Use overtake.
Stroll took full advantage of that. So now he's back where he should be ahead of Albon. As for Sebastian, is he going to overtake Albon? No, of course he's not. The game just won't allow it. Getting just a little bit annoyed now with this game, and it's Albon favouritism. So now, as Sebastian had a look around turn 4, he's now on the inside of turn 5. Overtake, get him through. Come on, Sebastian. Oh, of course not. Again, protecting Albon again. Guys may complain. Those that follow the videos who do comment, you may complain about how I'm saying, you're saying the game favoritism with Albon. Can you really blame me after watching this? He pits like from 3 seconds behind Stroll on the same lap as him and gets ahead of him still somehow. Then, all this stuff with the back markers that's been protecting him, he'll move over here. Sebastian, again, for whatever reason, when it comes to Albon, they won't make the full move. They'll just, I'm getting so angry that Albon's getting this. There we go. Finally, Sebastian gets back ahead of Albon, which we shouldn't have had to do in the first place. Need I point out? We shouldn't have had to do this in the first place. Yeah.
Good to push.
So it's just an unnecessary battle. We've been quicker than both the Williams cars. We've proven that because Sebastian was 3 seconds behind at one point and he's caught up to Albon by the pit stops. But yet when it comes to actually facing Albon, this game, for whatever reason, just does not want us to have anything to do with it. And it's just so frustrating that it does this for absolutely no reason. And now we've got absolutely no ER. We've got borderline no ERS, and we're on neutral. So now it's not even going to let us pull away from Albon now.
We just need to charge up.
Okay.
Oh, it's so frustrating. And here he comes. Is he going to make a dive bomb? Of course he's going to make the dive bomb. Of course he's going to make the dive bomb. I'm on the verge of snapping with this game right now because it just will not allow us to do anything as long as Albon's involved.
All okay on fuel, so you can do what you want for speed.
As soon as Albon gets involved with our cars, it's just like, no, this is your fate. You're going to stay with him the whole time. And when he gets faster, we'll leave you where you are and he'll go up and score points when you can't. Which it very nearly tried to do in Austria. So... now Albon's already cruised up to the back of Stroll. And he's going to overtake him, no doubt. Because why not?
Defend.
Yep.
Let's go through turn one. Just going to follow Stroll, make sure Albon does not get past him, which he doesn't. Don't really want to have to be dealing with this. No. Albon. It's my entire race. This one Williams, and it just won't leave us alone. It just will not leave us alone, no matter how much we improve the car, no matter what strategy and how perfect we get the setup. Albon's just like, ha, lol. So annoying. Out the final corner. Albon's right up behind Stroll, so he's going to overtake him. Wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. It's the way it's been going. Oh no, oh no. Stroll going to defend. Yep, he's fine. He's fine. Yes, so this is our race until the end now, guys. Just us against this one Williams that has the F1 manager gods looking out for him. Yeah, don't know what to say, guys. Don't know what to say. And there goes Albon down the inside into turn one. Surprise, surprise.
No.
Right. Don't fight your teammate, Stroll. Just let him go. Just let him go.
And a new position just gained by Williams.
And now, Sebastian, where's he in relation to Stroll? Albon. Oh, look, he's dropped to nearly a second out. Now, watch the game allow Albon to get a good distance in between us and just hold it there just to tease us.
Save fuel.
Copy.
Right, Stroll, you've had your time. You're not fighting your teammate. Leave him alone. I'm going to put you on Harvest, build up your ERS. I'm going to focus on Vettel, trying to get past Albon. Now, as we go through the final corner, put him onto overtake. And now, let's see if Albon gets DRS off the invisible car in front of us. Oh no, he doesn't actually. That makes a nice change. So now, Sebastian closes his DRS, doesn't pull out all the way. Oh no, he does. He's down the inside. He's down the inside. Come on, Sebastian. Get the second bite DRS. And we are ahead.
That's it.
Get back on the thing. He's used up all his fuel doing that, but
Some lift and
better the
coast.
fuel than the ERS at the moment.
Lovely.
So we've now got Albon ahead of Stroll. As a result, we can take Stroll off, don't fight your teammate. We can now focus on him trying to get past. He's now saved up a noticeable amount of ERS as well, so we can put him back to neutral. Albon, of course, is just going to stick with Sebastian within the DRS range because, you know, why not? We can't have both of us ahead of Albon. That's just a crime according to the game. So now, and we've got 30 laps of dealing with this as well. So, honestly, I'm starting just to get a little bit annoyed here with Albon. So now we're going to go overtake, push on the fuel. We need to get Stroll right up to Albon. He's closer to Albon than Albon is to Vettel, so hopefully Albon, yeah, he goes to defend. Come on, Stroll. Come on, man. Get right up to the back of him. Or are you just going to just sit there and like a spang and do nothing? That's neutral. No, you're just going to sit there like a spang and allow Albon to get right up to the back of Sebastian. Okay. I'll be back in a minute, guys.
Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Okay, we just saw on the
We can take a
mini-map,
look now.
as we go
So
look at the
this was
replay,
Aston
Sebastian,
Martin.
he got ahead of Albon just before turn one, but Stroll, crucially, followed him through. He got right behind Sebastian and followed him through.
A bold
We can't
move
see it
indeed.
here, but there it
With
is,
that,
just
they've
behind.
gained
Stroll
the
has
position.
gotten through as well, so both cars are now in front of Albon, which is just what I wanted. So finally, we've got both cars ahead of Albon, but the problem is of course, in lucky Albon tradition, the back mark, we're being caught by the cars lapping us, and that is going to allow Albon straight back into the fight again. This guy's luck is just absolutely unreal. I don't understand how this works.
And a new position. Just
Of
gained
course,
by Williams.
with the back
Let's
markers in
see
play,
happened
what do you
there.
expect?
Now watch this.
Albon has
Here's
gotten
the
back
moment
ahead of Stroll.
involving
Vettel's
Albon.
got a nice cushion though between us, but that's going to change when the AlphaTauri catches up to him. But it's just this same repeated process over and over again. We get ahead of Albon, and then the game immediately is like, nope. Absolutely not. Not going to allow it. Alright, coming out of the final few corners, we're going to put
Use
Stroll on
overtake.
overtake.
Yeah,
I swear to God, if Albon's got, I swear, if Albon's got DRS off the cars in front, he hasn't, thankfully. Now, please, Stroll, get straight past him and then pull away and just leave him. Just abandon this Williams. Leave him behind. I don't want anything else to do with him anymore. Right, there's been a crash on track. A few other guys at the front have pitted. That's the guys who've lapped us already. And it's Sonoda who's crashed.
Now look at this.
Has he crashed? Yeah, he's crashed in the same place as Schumacher. He'll lock the wheels. There's the spin, and off comes the front wing. Copy-paste mirror crash of Schumacher's incident. So now, at the moment, we've got a decent gap between us and Albon, although that gets immediately eradicated with DRS the moment it happens. So, a few other guys have pitted, and that. At the moment, at the front, it's still the same as before, with Leclerc is now ahead of Sainz, but Sainz has got the DRS. He's not quite going to make the move. No. Oh, no, he goes for the... Oh, no. Spoke too soon. He went for the dive down the inside of Leclerc, and he's back into the lead. So, the two Ferraris are out on their own fighting. Perez is all the way back here. He's just come out turn one with the Verstappen for company. So these guys, and they're in a world of their own, because Russell is 52 seconds behind Verstappen. And then Bottas, Hamilton, Magnussen, Gasly and Zhou round out the top 10. So that is... Norris has just come out the pit lane. We're nowhere near him, so he's pretty safe. But yeah, this is the state of the race. We've still got about 20 odd laps left. As we see in the background, Albon, he's probably going to go for the dive. Yeah, he's going to go for the dive. Down the inside with DRS. Again, we still can't get rid of this Williams. Now, immediately,
And there's an overtake from Williams.
Immediately, in just the space of one straight, he's already pulled within the DRS range of Vettel. Completely for no reason whatsoever. Put Seb on push. Stroll's on push. See, how does the momentum work that way? If we get ahead of Albon, we never get that momentum. We never get that momentum if we get ahead of Albon in such a manner, but no. It's only fair that Albon gets it. Fortunately, Sebastian has pulled out of the DRS, so hopefully we're going to stick with Stroll. Still just over a second between Sebastian and Alex, so we're going to go on an overtake. Alex should not get the DRS. I say should not, because we know how well that works every so often. And he's right, he doesn't get the DRS, so... Although Lance decides to close his DRS, is he going to go for the move anyway? He does. Down the inside. Quickly put him back to balance, because he's going to run low on fuel if he does that. And he's back ahead. But yeah. We get, now that I've said that, the game has given us the gap. But under normal circumstances, that wouldn't have happened. Oh, what happened?
Yellow flag 50.
Oh, Albon spun!
Now watch
Albon
this.
spun at turn
Here's the
2.
moments involving Albon. And this,
He obviously couldn't handle it.
this
He
is
couldn't
where
handle
they
Stroll
spun
getting
out.
past him again. And there he goes. I saw the yellow flag come up, and then it cut to the far away camera, and there's no Albon behind us.
Really disappointed.
So Albon's made yet another mistake while fighting us. So yeah, we're pretty much, that's us safe now. Albon's not going to be able to catch us in this time, so I'm quite happy to just leave these guys until the end of the race. How are we on tyres? They're getting a bit hot, so I'm happy now to go on to here and just go on to light with these guys.
Yeah.
Get them on their, keep their tyres in check. Yeah, I'm quite happy to leave them alone now. I don't have to keep an eye on them in regards to a certain annoyance Williams now out of the picture.
Let's have a look.
And just
Now,
to
we
make
see the Williams here.
our lives a little bit
Well,
easier,
they've lost
Albon's
it.
had
They've
another
lost it.
lock-up going into the last sector. That was fortunate for us because he was catching us due to the back markers. I was watching it on the screen, and like, are these back markers really going to bring Albon straight back into it? Because that would literally just compound it for us right there. But fortunately, he had another lock-up, so we don't have to worry about that. Latifi's now had a lock-up of his own. So now we just got the last few back markers now. Just got past Stroll. So he's now got a 13-second gap to... Someone's crashed. Now. So who's crashed? It's definitely not one of our guys.
Sounds like a single car.
It's Tsunoda's
Take a
crashed
look
again.
now. Now let's look at
What on
this.
earth has
The
gone on with
focus
Yuki
on
Tsunoda today? So he's going to lock up here, and he's actually going to carry more speed and hit the wall. You can see the little bit of debris fly there. So now Tsunoda's in the pits again. We're still not in any way, shape, or form a problem to them. So, but outside of our race, it's been more exciting for them. As the last leader now gets past Vettel, so
pitting this lap.
that should be it for us between us and Albon. So yeah, just to go to the end of the race and see how things go with see how the result pans out. Right, coming up to the last few corners, and this man, Charles Leclerc, is going to take a comfortable win. He's only 6 seconds ahead of his teammate this time, who I think made his second stop somewhere, but it has not deterred Charles Leclerc as he rounds the final corner behind one of the Hasses to win the Hungarian Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc takes another victory this season, his 4th or 5th, I believe. 5th or 6th, maybe, actually. And in the background, as we just saw, Sainz finishes P2. Verstappen gets on the podium after his penalty. Perez will cross the line 4th, and those were the only cars on the lead lap. 5th downwards have been lapped at least once. Speaking of which, it is Gasly who finishes 5th. A great result for AlphaTauri again, especially after Tsunoda's 2 crashes. Hamilton will finish P6, Bottas P7, Russell P9, Magnussen and Zhou, when he comes across the line, will round out the top 10. Both the Alpines off the podium for first time in a while, actually. They've been on a bit of a point-scoring hot streak recently, with both cars getting in there. But not today, as for us, where we expected, 41 seconds at the end of the day behind Tsunoda, but I pretty much accepted where the car is this year. We're not going to be racing anyone up front for points unless something drastic happens. We're still going to do a few little bits and pieces to the car just to try and do something. But the way things are at the moment, I'm not holding out too much for scoring points this year now, as we're now over halfway through. But we'll try our best. It's all we can do. There's the confirmation of the results. Leclerc, Sainz, Verstappen on the podium. Verstappen with the fastest lap. And then Gasly, performer of the day, really. He was very quiet, actually. Very inconspicuous drive from Gasly, but he got the result. He got the P5 ahead of Hamilton, Bottas, Russell, Magnussen and Zhou. As we go to the driver's standings, Leclerc retakes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. It's his 7th win of the season, actually. I apologise. Carlos Sainz with 4 wins. Verstappen's only got the 1 win, as has Perez. Red Bull have been absolutely nowhere in this career mode. I've watched a few others, and they've been like a monster Ferraris, but Ferrari have just been absolutely dominant this year, with Sainz and Leclerc both getting wins and having the championship fight between them. So yeah, everything else is pretty stationary. Russell's closed up to Alonso with his points finish. It's only 3 points behind. And then as for Gasly, he's pulled away from Magnussen and close up to Ocon in the championship. So That'll be interesting to see where they go from there. In the constructors, again, still all the same. 154-point gap between Ferrari and Red Bull at the top of the standings. Then, obviously, Mercedes, nearly double the points of Alpine, Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri, Haas, McLaren. And then here, me and Williams are just hanging around, keeping the bottom of the table nice and warm for the last of this year. As we go through all the admin now. At the moment, this is I haven't really got much at the moment, but for now we've got the mid-season review. Your performance has been complied the below report. We're below target on the 2022 objective. We wanted 8th place, but honestly, guys, I don't know how we're gonna make up the points that we need on McLaren. I just don't know how. As for this season's, as for the long-term objective, the target is 2024, so we're not going to be doing anything there. The board confidence is medium, so that's not too bad. If we can keep it there for the season, then that'll be more ideal for us. But for now, we've got the summer break now before the next race, and yeah, we'll have to see how we go around Spa. I'm not too sure how things are going to fare, but we're not going to have any new parts at the moment because all the guys we have doing the research for next year. So hopefully when that design centre comes, I can at least then split the duties between them and between next year and this year. But for now, guys, we're going to round off the episode there. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Do feel free to leave a like and a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you don't miss another video. I'm David Clayton of KZR Racing. We'll see you next time for the Belgian Grand Prix. Goodbye.